या एक बार इसको कॉल करके बोलते हैं लेट आउट.
Okay, I guess guys we can start. People are started joining in.
Also, it would be great if all the participants could just check their mics and videos if everything's fine. Just turn on your camera and unmute and speak.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Audible and visible.
Yes. Hello, people.
Yes.
How do you do?
Hello.
We're doing great. How are y'all? Peace before the fight.
Yeah.
I'm missing, last year. Yeah, we debated last year. It was fun.
Also, just check if your
Sarang,
teammates
आवाज
could
पण check
join.
कर.
Also.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes, you're audible.
We can hear you.
Cool.
This is room number 2.
No, we'll do that later.
Okay.
Just join and make sure your partners are also joining. Both of you should be there.
Hello, can you all hear any background noise from my end?
No.
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 See ya.
Chinmay, are you there? Chinmay.
Yeah, tell me.
I think Shanaya's joined. उसको ये बनाना host बना co-host बनाना. Okay, done. Thank you.
Most of the participants are here. I think we're waiting on a couple more. Also, room 1 is also streaming. Is it? Has it started?
Not yet. We'll start.
Acha, okay. Then just share that link.
Yeah.
Na?
Then they share the link.
I don't see team I here. If anybody from TI is here, please let me know. Uh, Team N, Disha, are you here?
Yes, I am.
I can't. Acha, your partner is with you.
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. Okay, is team I here yet? Anyone from team I? Okay, team I will be joining and then I think we can start.
Hello, Sushri.
Yes,
Is this
Ritika.
room 1 or room 2?
This is room 2. You'll be going to room 1 and we'll put everyone in room 1. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Sorry guys, we'll be starting in 2 minutes. Okay, I believe team I is here, right? Please confirm. Okay, she just left.
Is Maithili here?
I just saw her, but okay, I think everyone is here. We can begin.
Maithili said she is joining your 5 minutes.
And also everyone, both the rooms will be live streamed on YouTube, so you can share the link with your family and friends so that they can see it today. Also, the link for room 1 will be changed, so please wait, don't share this. We'll send the updated message and we can start.
Hey, Marissa, how do you prefer to go about with a heated argument?
Recording in
civilized
progress.
Or an uncivilized manner?
Actually, I'd always prefer civilized, but that's so difficult given the fact how our emotions usually tends to get the better of us.
I know, right? Imagine being compelled to do so under all circumstances and resist the urge to uncivilized retaliation.
So true. Hence, I've always been in awe of people who know their way about a good debate.
Likewise, wise people don't argue, they debate. And today, we have 32 wise people in the room to take on the topics allotted to them and do whatever it takes to defend their stance.
So, guys, here's presenting to you our fifth literary event, debate. As literature comprises of the way one plays with words, sentences, and scripts, we first had people compete each other with mere words through word games. Then, by twisting a bunch of sentences that have gone down in history as classics, then we battled each other with ballads. And now we're presenting to you the fifth and the last live event of the literary committee, and that is none other than debate.
I'd like to thank and extend a huge vote of gratitude to our sponsors, our course partner, Geeks for Geeks, our Green Goodies partner, Green Souls, the NGOs, GCWS and BIPA, our eco-friendly sponsors. Can we have the video? Thank you so much. Today, we also have our esteemed judges amongst us, and they are none other than Elton Lemus and Abhishek Yadav.
For a person who argues with strangers on a train and calls it debate, Elton has had tremendous exposure to the world of art and literature. He has participated and won various art and literature competitions in exile, right from his first year, and has carried that passion into his work life at LTI. He represented exile for national level debates competition alongside Abhishek Yadav. Thanks for accepting our invitation. We are extremely delighted to have you as our judge.
Abhishek Yadav pursued computer engineering from Xavier Institute of Engineering as a part of the batch of 2020. He won the debate during Spandan in 2017 as an FE and later was chosen as the event head of debate in Spandan 2018. Elton and he go a long way when it comes to debate, as they have represented XI at the national level debate competition. Thank you so much for lending us your time and expertise. So now, I'd like to inform you that you would be required to join a breakout room, wherein room 1 would be judged by Elton Lemos and moderated by Jyotika Muthu, and room 2 would be judged by Abhishek Yadav and moderated by Sushi Nadimanti. So, let's dive into it, shall we? I now call upon the HOD and the moderator of our event, Sushi Nadimanti, to guide us further. Over to you, Sushi.
Okay, so thank you so much everyone for joining in. We're really grateful to have you. So as Lisan said, the first 8 teams will be sent via the breakout room to another room, and everyone else will remain in this room. Once that is done, we can start with the debates. Thank you.
Recording in progress.
I would request all the participants to please put your cameras on. Is Team F there? Team F.
I can see one member like
Gaurav and
Gaurav.
Laksh.
Gaurav is there and Laksh was also there.
Both are there. Both are
Yeah,
there.
he's there. He's there.
Yeah.
I think we can start now. Almost everyone is there.
We can start.
Yeah.
So, for the first round, that Team A and Team B, the topic was, an applicant's social media should be considered while looking at a jobs application. Team A, that is Tanmay and Sarah, and Team B, that's Tessin and Moses. As Team B has backed out, so Team A gets a bye. All right. So Team A, you all have a bye. The next topic is standardized testing should not be considered as the ultimate parameter for all students. Team C, Crystal and Joshua. And Team D, Ashutosh and Ashutosh Chaudhary. Team D has backed out. So Team C, you got a bye. You will be straight to qualifying round. So the next topic, the House believes that
Marissa, are you there? I think she had an issue, internet issue. Just give me a minute. I'm really sorry for the delay. It seems that Marissa has some sort of an internet issue. I will just be giving the topics for team E and F. So the resolution is that the House believes that decommission of the ISS is justified and has been coming for a while. I repeat, the resolution is the House believes that decommission of the ISS is justified and has been coming for a while. Is everyone clear with the resolution? Do I need to repeat it again? Please just give
Can
me
you
yes
repeat it
or no.
again, please?
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
The House believes that decommission of the ISS is justified and has been coming for a while.
That's clear.
It's clear? Yeah. Team E will be speaking in favor of the topic, whereas Team F will be speaking in opposition of the topic. I will now call upon Jyotika to read out the time stipulations. Jyotika?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So now I'll be reading out the rules and the time stipulations. The debate will be following the Oxford format. One speaker of the team makes the opening speech while the other makes the closing speech. The proposition starts the debate while the opposition raises the first point in the refutation round. Personal comments directed against the opposite team are strictly prohibited. Participants cannot comment on the opposite team's stance or statements made in previous debates of the competition. There will be negative marking for exceeding the time limit. No new points may be introduced in the closing speech. If a certain team does bring up a new point, the opposition may request the moderator an opportunity to point out the new points at the end of the closing speech. Discrepancies of any sort during the debate will be resolved at the moderator's discretion. The decision will be final and binding. Any electronic devices will not be allowed during the debate. Teams have a right to ask for a fact check if they feel the opponent is misleading the debate. The moderator will be responsible for doing a fact check and her decision will be final. The time taken by the moderator to complete the fact check will not be included in the time of the debate. The participants will be judged on the following criteria: content, use of quotations, body language, diction, and vocal delivery, logical illustrations and analysis, discipline maintained during the refutation round. And since this is an online event, participants are expected to keep their videos on during the debate and make sure there is no disturbance or noise from their end so that the event runs smoothly. The time stipulations are: 1 minute 30 seconds opening speech must be given by one member of the team. 1 minute 30-second closing speech must be given by the other member. The same person cannot give the opening and closing remarks. You'll be hearing a warning bell after 1 minute 15 seconds, and after 1 minute 30 seconds, you'll be hearing the final bell. This will be your warning bell. This will be your final bell. No new points can be introduced after the warning bell. A contestant can complete his or her current point and summarize. He or she would not be allowed to speak after 1 minute 30 seconds for the opening as well as the closing speech. 8 minutes has been allotted for the prime debate, and the warning bell will be after 6 minutes. Team must then conclude their points. Now we can start off the debate.
Are all the teams ready? Guys, please respond.
Yes, we are.
Yes. Okay, and can you turn
Please
on your
keep your-
cameras, please?
Yeah.
Okay. We can start, right, Jyotika?
Yeah, now we can start off with the opening speeches. The preposition may begin with their opening speech, and your time starts now.
Can you just tell us that which group is going first, like which teams?
The proposition, that is the team that is in favor of the topic, will be going first with the opening speech, and then the opposing team will be going next.
So the A team and then B and C and then I didn't understand.
No,
Can you
no.
just
The
repeat
thing
it, please?
is that team A and team B have been, due to team B not coming, they have been assigned a bye. Team D has also not has also backed out, so they are also given a bye. So the match that is currently going on is between team E and F. I read out your topics, and you have to start with your match now. The time stipulations have been read already by the moderator. So.
Okay, so shall I start?
Okay, like
yeah, you may start now.
Okay. With the advent of technology, it is evident that machines and tech created decades ago have become obsolete. The ISS, International Space Station, the successor of MIR, Soviet Union Space Station, may be an engineering marvel symbolizing international cooperation and collaboration. Yet it certainly has lived its life and needs to be changed and decommissioned, as has been correctly decided by NASA. And that is why me and my fellow mate Shweta Pandey just strongly believes that we should decommission ISS. Thank you.
So starting our points, it is known to all how ambitious the missions of NASA are. With these ambitious missions also comes the demand for huge amount of funds and the responsibility of utilizing them properly. The total budget for this venture is $100 billion for this particular project itself and $3 to $4 billion for the annual management of this project. It is an unjustifiable amount of money for a project that can be replaced by a better technology, which would be more efficient and will provide us with more accurate results.
One second, can I interrupt? So
yes,
it's an Oxford style debate, right? So how are you both?
Yeah, there's only one person was supposed to give the opening speech.
Yeah. Yeah, so
we thought,
Nishika
okay,
is
fine.
giving the opening speech. This is our first point, like the first justification we are giving.
Sorry,
Give that in the refutation round.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
So do we have to start again?
No. The opposition can give their
Is it fine?
Opening speech. Yeah, this is
fine. Okay, thank you very much.
Hello, everybody, and my topic is the House believes that decommission of ISS is justified and has been coming for a while. We are always intolerant of plastic waste in the ocean. But have we ever thought about space waste? Oceans are the regions where the deorbiting of space debris is practiced. It serves two purposes. By ensuring that the space debris falls into the ocean, space activities are made sustainable by regulating spacecraft waste. This also guarantees that space debris does not damage human life and property. However, the question regarding the risk posed by the so-called space cemetery have been systematically ignored. This process of deorbiting protects human life at the cost of marine life and environment. Imagine a football stadium-sized ISS falling into ocean with lots of debris. Thank you.
Jyotika?
Was that your opening speech?
Yes.
Okay.
Jyotika, also along with the bell, could you also give like a reaction or raise your hand in Zoom so that we have a visual cue because the bell might not be that audible.
Okay, okay. Okay, now we can start off with the refutation round. The opposition gets to raise a question and the proposition starts the debate. Then the proposition gets to raise a question and the opposition gets to counter that. The time allotted for the round is 8 minutes. You will hear a warning bell after 16 minutes. And then the team must then conclude their points. No new points will be introduced after the warning bell. The time starts now.
Where is the second team F participant?
Laksh, are you there? Laksh? Gaurav, where is your partner?
Can you please contact him?
Yeah, maybe he's having internet issues.
He's facing some issues from his side.
We will wait for 1 or 2 minutes.
He's unable to do it.
What is the issue? Like, is he not able to join the meeting?
He said only technical issues, so I can't guess.
Will it be able? Will it be okay for him to join with his phone? Maybe.
Sorry?
Can he join through his phone? Like in case his laptop is having issues?
I should ask him. Wait. He's traveling right now.
I'm sorry, what?
He is traveling.
Okay.
How are we supposed to continue with the debate without him?
I will try.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it works. How are you going to
Yeah.
do a 1v2 debate?
It's supposed to be a duo. Like what was supposed to be is that you are giving the opening speech and he was supposed to start with the first point. It was, I mean, like, did he not prepare ahead?
We were prepared, but I don't know. Maybe he's facing some issues and he's unable to join. And he's traveling also.
Jyotika, Elton, what should we do? Like, should we keep it later or should we do the other team first? Maybe?
I would say that, but then again, it wouldn't be that fair to Team E. If Team E is fine with going after
Yalla, fine?
this,
Yeah, sure.
Can I just interrupt?
Yeah.
Sorry to disturb you. Sorry to disturb you. If the member of team F is traveling, uh, we can do it later. If Gaurav is fine with doing it alone, then we are still fine.
No,
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 that's
you
not.
can't do it alone. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry to
Okay.
interrupt.
All right. All right. So then we can do it afterwards. It's fine.
All right. So, Jyotika, can we move to the next team?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
G and H present here.
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
Team G.
Okay. Team H.
Okay.
Okay. I will be reading out the topic for you all.
Um,
Yeah.
my team member. Okay, yeah, she's sorry.
She's here?
Yeah,
No
yeah.
issues, right?
Yeah, no issues. Yeah, all good.
All right, cool. So the resolution for team G and H is genetically modified foods should be banned. I repeat, the resolution for teams G and H is that genetically modified foods should be banned. Team G will be arguing in favor of the topic and team H will be arguing in opposition of the topic. Again, team G will be arguing in favor and team H in opposition. Is everything clear?
Yes. Ma'am.
Okay. Ahead. Over to you, Jyotika.
Yeah, the preposition can give their opening speech now. Your time starts now.
So what is genetically modified food? We should understand that one. So transferring the gene or by crossing, we have new features or characteristics on everything. So it's implemented for the biotechnology also, and we have new genetically modified foods which are ready to survive in all type of weather and free from insect and all the effects. So green revolution was happened in India in 1970, but the population as such increased. It has no effect still further. So now we have genetically modified food, but there is two issues. First is human disease, and second is damage of environment. In the article Future Food, the author said that there are a lot of US population. They are concerned about this food supply regarding the pesticides, and an epidemic was created due to obesity and diabetes and disease like that. It's clear that there is a evidence showing that GMF can damage the ecology and also the environment. As an example, we can say many years ago, the modern farmers started doing on anti-insect treatment to offer a vital food in GM plots. But truly the fact is that the impact of GM crops in environment can hurt and may facilitate to disappearing some kinds of birds and butterflies and this type of species. WHO had
That
what?
was your warning bell.
Yes. WHO has already produced a article on that in May 1, 2014, and they have issued the main issues like its allergenic, gene transfer, outcrossing, faken food, and poisonous food. And environmental issue is like susceptibility of non-target organism to gene product, stability of gene, the reduction in spectrum, and other plots, lot of loss in biodiversity.
Conclude your point within next 15 seconds.
Increase of use of chemical in the agriculture. Thank you.
The opposition can start off with their opening speech.
Okay, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So good afternoon all. It's me, Uzma Kapadia and Rachel Manjali here in the opposition team. And I would like to say that genetically modified foods should not be banned. Okay, so GMO, which stands for genetically modified organism, refers to any organism whose DNA has been modified using genetic engineering technology. In the food industry, GMO crops have had genes added to them for various reasons, such as improving their growth, nutritional content, sustainability, pest resistance, and ease of farming. GMOs are crops like corn or potatoes that have been tweaked in a lab to increase the amount or quality of fruit they produce. Humans have been altering the genetics of plants for thousands of years through the slow process of crossbreeding between crops. Today, scientists can take a shortcut to modify plants by editing their DNA in a lab setting. Genetic modification significantly accelerates this process by using scientific techniques that give the plant the specific desired trait. Chances are you have eaten GMO foods without even realizing it. In 2018, around 92% of corn and 94% of soybeans grown in the US came from genetically modified seeds. All foods from genetically engineered plants on sale in the United States are regulated by the Food and Drug Administration, that is the FDA. Means all GMOs crops are FDA approved. They must meet the same safety requirements as traditional foods. Thank you.
Okay, then we can start off with the refutation round.
Ma'am, should we start?
The opposition gets to raise a question. So,
okay. Okay.
Okay, the first question.
Again, if you want a clarity.
So I get to raise one. The opposition starts, right? 8 minutes refutation.
I'll read out the rules again. The opposition gets to raise a question and the proposition starts the debate. Then the proposition gets to raise a question and the opposition gets to counter that. The time allotted is 8 minutes and the warning bell will be after 6 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so the first question is, as my teammate Uzma already said, that you all have already had GMO foods without even knowing it. And almost more than 50% of the corn that is produced in USA is actually tweaked with GMO. So that means you have eaten it and we have produced it at such a large number. If you ban GMO foods, that means you are banning the farmers or the scientists who are making these GMO foods. How are you going to feed the nation when you need to provide for supposing you need to provide certain amount of crops, correct, for the local consumption? How are you going to provide that much crop when most of the crop that the local human beings are consuming is fully tweaked with GMO and they are benefiting from it because, as she said, it's FDA approved. And what GMO actually does is it enhances the crop, which means it makes it more robust, which means supposing there's a climate crisis, my crop will be able to tackle that and still produce the same yield rather than actually failing the whole crop and the farmers going in debt. So why exactly should we ban something that is so widely consumed?
Recording stopped.
First,
recording in progress.
Hello, am I audible? Yes. So first, giving the answer of this question, yes, you have raised a very good point that as much population is increasing, we have to feed everybody. And GMO is a good alternate, we can say. And for that, we shouldn't ban GMO, right? But why we should ban GMO? Talking about what you have given the US statistics, I am giving you some facts of India. That is GEAC, Genetical Engineering Appraisal Committee. And anything that should be passed from GEAC in India if we have. And there is an act, Environmental Protection Act 1989. And that has banned GMO for the safety, assessment, and internal actual property, leveling, ethics, research, effectiveness issue with banning these GMOs and all. Just like I'll give you an example. In 2002, BT cotton was introduced in India. I think you have heard about that. In 2006, activists filed a PIL against that. In 2010, Jairam Ramesh has blocked the release of BT brinjal under further notice. And in 2012, Parliamentary Act 37 reports were asked for the GMO rates, and due to lack of statistics and research about GMO, 2013 Supreme Court has banned for further 10 years. Until and unless we have proper statistics on that and proper research result on that, we cannot allow GMO for that. But can you secure that those farmers who buy the seeds of the GMOs, they can't and they already have some loss? Can you secure that one? You can't, right? So it's a loss for them.
Sorry,
it's a big loss for them.
Did not hear your last point. Can you just repeat that?
In 2000, how much you have heard, ma'am? 2012
it's just 5 seconds before this point. What were you saying?
Okay. In 2012, Parliament have asked about 37 reports for the GM trials. And in 2013, due to lack of statistics and research works going on GMOs, Supreme Court has banned this one for last 10 years. I mean, up to 2023 in India, we can't talk about GMO should be allowed. But yes, talking about the main issues, what I have told you before, that it's allergenic, it's toxic, and antibiotic resistance it has. So we shouldn't consider GMO. And what about the losses for the farmers? They are buying this type of seeds, and after that, government has banned that one. So what they should do? it's loss for them, right?
There is no loss for the farmers because currently food production in the world is 17%. That is more than required for the population. But the problem is how the food can be dispensed to the countryside where it is needed. The time it takes to reach is sufficient enough for the food to get ruined before consumption only. Therefore, GMOs, what GMOs are doing, they are lengthening the natural life of the foodstuff and its resilience, permitting them to be transported to longer distances without wastage or going back to communities that really need them. Farmers are getting no loss.
Yeah, I want to back Uzma's point by saying that when you grow a certain crop in a region, like I have Assam that are growing, I have apples that are growing in Assam. Assam is very famous for apples and it's distributed worldwide. Now, how will this apple resist all the climate change? Supposing I'm transporting it in cold regions like USA, United Kingdom, Canada. So it takes time to reach these nations, and yet these nations are buying our apples and are benefiting from them because we distribute good apples. Similarly, not only apples, we have tea, we have other fruits and vegetables that are transported to different locations, which need time to be exported to that place. Otherwise, that place does not get this kind of food. So you can either broaden your diet by using the GMOs. And again, to say there are a lot of plus points of GMOs. We have approved it in the USA and the UK. That's why it is valid and it is being produced and being sold and being bought by citizens. So we are not exactly tricking anyone. It is a very legal way of telling everyone what we are doing to it. What I want to point out here is when we are talking about growing crops, crossbreeding is okay, but GMOs are banned. What is the difference between crossbreeding and GMO then? If you are okay with crossbreeding and
Yeah, we got your question. Just we'll answer.
And one more point, okay,
Yeah,
just
okay.
one point. When you use GMOs, you're making the entire crop resistant. So you don't have to use those many fertilizers that you put in the soil, something that you need to do for a natural crop. At the same time, when you use pesticides, because we cannot have crops that are infected with pests, one example that I want to give everyone is we put rodent cakes so that rodents eat those cakes and die. Can we eat those cakes? Is it good for us? No, right? You're putting pesticides on crops because you're growing them naturally, because your crops are not robust enough, like the GMO crops. So you are basically letting all the local people eat pesticides, and you're saying that that's okay. But GMOs are toxic and allergic when we are actually tweaking a DNA. So something that is already being produced, we are introducing it at the initial stages. We are not tweaking it when it's growing. There's a difference between the two.
Yeah. And just a minute. I'd like to add that in fact, an analysis of 147 studies from 2014 found that GMO technology has reduced chemical pesticide use by 37%, and it has increased the crop yields by 22%. So you all can see there is no farmer loss. There is an increase in the yields also, and the pesticides use is also decreased.
Can we speak now?
Yeah.
Entire question complete, na? Okay, we'll answer. Please.
Okay, so as you talked about, there would be no loss for farmers. There was a case in India when the farmers bought the GM seeds, but while they researched about it, when they found out that it was not the correct GM seed, it was actually not a GM seed. It was sold as a GM seed. So there is very malpractice in India. So there is no regulatory bodies in India. So introducing it in India is very hard.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Conclude your point within next 30 seconds.
Ma'am, they were asking so long questions, so I can't answer.
Ma'am, question. If they ask such a long question, we should answer such long.
No, it was just a justification. It wasn't a question.
You can't justify your question, ma'am.
No. Actually, no. Listen. Actually, we have not the issue with the GM seeds, right? We have the issue for the industrialization of this agriculture. Right. If they ban, if our government ban this day GM seeds, farmer will be totally lost. Who bought?
If you don't have problem with the GM seeds, then don't ban it, na.
The innovation is nice, but the industrialization and the utilization of it is not right now is not beneficial for anyone.
And a special point about the ecology, because we should do whatever we should do. It's an environmental healthy, right? Not about our health concern, but also the health concern for the other species. like birds like skylarks and butterflies who are not spaced, who are not paced properly, but they are doing good for our environment. But why we should harm them by using these type of seeds and
And there is the GM seed is a very new concept, and there is no statistical data that has been done for a long time research that established that there is no long-term health issue on human beings also. When we introduce new types of genes which are totally alien to the plant, so is there any long-term health problem to humans?
One
Because there
second,
is
when we
yes,
are
ma'am.
taking a certain vaccine, now like we've taken
One
a
minute,
COVID
one
shot,
minute.
how exactly do we know if we don't have any long term?
Yes,
We need
talking
to
about
wait for that
vaccine
time to
concept.
pass, right?
Rachel,
So
okay.
I yeah,
The time limit has been exceeded.
So, okay, one second. Just talking. He's here. Just talk about vaccine,
You
right?
can't do that now.
Okay,
The
okay,
time limit is exceeded.
okay, okay, okay.
No, opposition, you can give your closing speech.
Okay, so concluding all the points that were discussed in the debate, there is a large production of GMO seeds, and a lot of everyone unknowingly has all of these crops and plants. Now, GMO seeds not only infect a crop, particularly like rice or wheat, it has multiple effects. Like you can introduce it in any crop, and you can tweak it in a way that is done at a DNA level. We have also come to this we've also come to this point saying that there are no researches done that can actually say that GMO seeds are banned. Most of the researches that were started were terminated at a very early stage, so you cannot say anything like GMO seeds are bad or they can intoxicate. At the same time, food needs to be transported in certain areas, as that kind of food cannot be produced there. You cannot produce California oranges in India. You get them only from California. So if you can increase the life of California oranges, even Indians can eat California oranges. So that was my concluding statement. That's exactly why GMO seeds are used. And yeah, I hand it over to the proposition.
The proposition can start now.
Okay, ma'am. Let's go back to the facts. And it's simple that the mustard was introduced with GM, and for the cross pollination, mustard seeds do self pollination. For cross pollination, mustard seed was introduced with GM, and what was the result was it started there was a growth of super weeds which was very hard to remove, weeds that grow with the plant, so they take most of the nutrition from the plant. So there was a very high growth of super weeds, and there was a there are high toxicities. You can't
This is an introduction of a new point in the conclusion.
No, it's not the introduction. We are going
Wait,
the
wait.
facts.
You have to, Rachel. You have to still wait for them to complete.
Yeah, that's our turn. Please don't do it.
And we talk about BT and we talk about BT cotton. There also it was found that there was no when the research was done, there was no conclusion that the BT cotton do not have effects on the animals or the birds that feed on them sometimes, because the new genetics that is introduced, how it affects the animal is still not found. And there was one plant that was introduced with GM. I forgot the name, but it reduces the antibiotic resistance in our body. If you take that plant and after that you take an antibiotic, its effect becomes very less. So GM foods have their benefits for the you talk about the if you talk about the transportation and the life shelf storage, but how it affects our health, because our health is a wealth, and the environment how it affects. That should be the consider. Thank you.
I want to specify something here. You should not introduce new points after the warning bell.
Ma'am, it's a fact checking. Ma'am, it's a fact checking. We have told that one, but we have just giving example of that one. We have told that point already.
This is your warning.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for the opinion.
Now I'd like Elton to give his feedback.
Before that, the opposition team must tell me which points did they find were new points in the closing speech. Both the teams.
I think the research about there were two researches that he introduced in the opposition, which we did not hear in the either in the opening speech, neither did we were debating. We were debating about the Indian how there was a production of GMO seeds and the Indian farmers planted it and then it got banned and then they were in loss. So this was the topic that we were debating on, and a little bit more further what Uzma said, but I did not find that the two topics that they introduced in the end that they right now just said as examples, they did not introduce it in the debate, and they were kind of like new points for the conclusion.
I'm afraid you'll have to be more specific as to which were the 2 points.
The 2 points for that mustard, I think mustard research. And I think it was of self-pollination or cross-pollination, something like that. Yeah.
The pollination.
Yeah. And actually they agreed to the point that yes, GM seeds are safe. And then they went to that topic that industrialization should not be done and malpracticing and all and all and all. So it was a bit drifted. Yeah.
Can we explain?
Yeah, now it's your turn. Now,
Okay.
team.
So the mustard seed problem, I can explain. My partner who did the opening speech said about the environmental problem. The self-pollination that grows super weeds is a problem of environment. We just give an example to clarify how it does the environmental, how it affects the environment. And the second one, can you please repeat? Okay. So can you please repeat what the second?
What the second fault you have?
No, 2 points were raised. Like the
second,
first
please.
one about the mustard seeds, and the second one is about cross pollination. You
Okay,
had not
okay. We got it. Yes, please answer.
So the cross pollination is we give an example how it affects the environmental, and there's a loss in biodiversity also due to that, because the original mustards, how it was naturally evolved, has been hampered by the GM introduction. So we just gave an example how it affects the
We
environment.
already told in environmental issue the loss of biodiversity. He has just given example of that one. That's it.
Okay. Do you not find any points in the closing speech that the opposition team introduced? Any new points?
No, sir, not such.
Okay. Jyotika. Yeah, what do we do now?
Just a minute.
Yes. Also, could you arrange for like a 5-minute conversation with just the organizers and yourself? I need to clarify. I need to get some things clarified before we move on with the further debates.
Okay, I'll do
And
that.
I gave the scores.
Okay.
So we're done for this debate, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just a minute. Team E and Team F. Team F, are you guys ready? Is he there?
Wait. Before we move on to Team E and F, we need to wait. I need to clarify something. And if possible, could you also get Abhishek in that call? I'll not take more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, just a minute. I'll just contact Sushri as well.
Okay, till then, I guess I have to give feedback. So could you please? So I'll refer to you as proposition and opposition. Proposition. I'm not sure which. I don't know whose name is what, but could you please tell me your names?
Sir, myself, Cadet Swadip Shahu, and he is Cadet Rahul Singh.
Okay. So Rahul Singh, you were quite eloquent and you had that decorum, but unfortunately your partner was a bit too. It came off blatantly rude. Sir. No offense, but there is a certain decorum that you need to maintain while having a debate. Yes, you can be witty and be, give a counter objection or whatever, but there is a certain way of giving that, and cross talking is not really one of them. But otherwise, you all had justifiable points. You all had really good cognitive skills where you understood what the opposition was trying to say, and you countered that very well. Uh, from the opposition part, you guys didn't really capitalize on the first point itself. Like placed a really good point, but the proposition failed to even address that part of how they are going to feed the people. That point was totally glanced over, which was supposed to be the crux of your argument. And y'all, it's supposed in an Oxford style debate, it's a question answer basis. You could have just straight up pointed out that they haven't answered the question, and hence this entire conversation was moot. So they wouldn't have gotten any consideration or any points for whatever they said so far. That's why I wanted to just confirm with the organizers that we are following the Oxford style question answer format, right? Because even the time limit was a bit, what do you say?
Yes, we are actually following the Oxford format. We had even put the rules for the same.
Mm-hmm.
I trust all the participants will have gone through that. Also, Elton, I just talked to Sushri and she said that she will join after their ongoing debate is over.
Yeah. So how like are they in the refutation round? Because I guess we have time because we have only two. I mean, another team, right? Another debate.
I don't think they might be here because I can't see team F anywhere.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So, if you don't mind, we can have a conversation. I want to clarify what the rules are.
Oh yeah. Okay, sure.
Okay. Jyotika, are you there?
Yes. I've asked Sushri. She said she'll be joining in 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. I mean, however it is.
Should we let's wait for Sushri as well, I think, because we can clarify it with both the judges as well.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you were giving feedback about the
Yeah.
other propositions. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I guess everyone was. Basically, I guess the introductions were both kind of read. I'm not giving I'm not giving hard accusations that you all were reading, but both of the opening speeches sounded very robotic, and that's where you lost me. And that's kind of the downside of giving facts without actually saying them while learning. It sounds robotic. So maybe if you're not, it's not done on purpose, try to make it more interactive. Look at the camera instead of looking at the screen. Try to get me engaged or the audience engaged, basically. That's when we'll remember those points, and then you can bring those points up that this was one connection that I had made. Remember, in my opening statement there was this sentence that I had told. Then I will remember that, okay, yeah, this was something that I felt it, I could understand this sentence. Just spouting facts and just spouting random numbers, it's not going to really help your proving your point in the refutation round.
Yeah, got it. Just one more reminder for all the other teams. Please keep in mind that use of electronic devices is not allowed during the debate. So, I mean, it gets a little obvious when you're reading from the screen. So, I just want to remind you all that it's not allowed. Okay. Also, Elton, I just confirmed with Team F. I don't think they will be coming because his partner is not able to participate. So
Okay.
we have. I think we can have a small break while we wait for Sushri and Abhishek to finish, and then we can move on with the qualifiers.
Wait, their side is also done.
No. Our
Okay, so
room can move with the qualifiers. Yeah.
Okay, so we can join that room later on to spectate, right?
Yeah, we can definitely.
One thing, Jyotika.
Sorry, your voice just cracked.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask you one thing? Yeah, I wanted to ask you then what will Team E will do if Team F is not there?
We are waiting for Sushri.
One second. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you.
In the meantime, Elton, like just to lighten the mood up a little bit, Elton, Jyotika, can you tell us about your previous experiences with debate? Like I remember Elton from last year when he had come to judge the debate competitions.
So I guess I've only participated in debate competitions back in school. Okay, I mean recently in my company also we had this department level debate competition, and it was a new experience because I had never done debate online kind of. And that was also my first experience of doing it online. It was totally different, but it I realized why there is a necessity for rules and time limits, especially in an online format, because it was utter chaos. That's why I was like, Oxford style debate is the best. The parliamentary debate was chaos. You couldn't understand who's saying what. Everyone was just screaming on top of their voices. To a point where we were teams of four. I just kept my mouth shut. I didn't open my mouth in spite of having good points, perhaps, because I was like, I don't want to be considered an animal. Like my manager, my
Oh,
boss, my super boss, everyone is there.
that just sounds scary. I have no
Yeah.
other words to put it in. Honestly, online is chaotic in general. Everything on
Mhm.
online is chaotic.
There is no way of knowing who or when someone is going to say something. In real life, you have social cues, you have body cues where you know someone's going to open their mouth, or they have something, an urge to prove a point, or they have a really good point, and your mind is already processing it. That okay, someone's thinking about something. Now, when I'm speaking, normally what I do is, if I'm placing a point, if I'm giving an opening statement, whilst I speak, I look at my opponents, and when I come to know what point they are catching, and simultaneously, as soon as I'm done with my opening statement, I'm already preparing for the counter question. So I have that much time I save. I don't have to think on spot as much.
Yeah,
It's I've already preemptive it.
you can see like where they click, like they have found a point that they can question you on. So it's much more easier to do it honestly. And
Yeah.
online, it's with all the latency and network issues and everything.
I mean,
It's a,
we've had in when we were in person, we had so many harassment kind of debates where we would just say that we couldn't hear. I remember we had gone for the national level debate competition, and the topic was honestly way biased towards us. We could say anything, and there was no way we could be wrong. Like the topic was literally uh, pro- damaging of public property should not be a form of protest.
oh,
There is no way that I could say you should be allowed to destroy someone else's property. So the opposition had absolutely no way of countering anything we said. So they were playing time. They were trying to say it was an Oxford style debate. That's why it was timed. We had
okay.
1 minute for proving a point, 1.5 minute for the counter, whereas 30 seconds for refuting the counter. And such we had the vice versa during the entire 15-minute refutation round. The opposition had absolutely no idea of how they could do it, so they were playing time tactics. They were trying to say that we couldn't hear what they said. They were blaming that this is not the correct statement and so on. And we knew that the judges knew that but still it is a legal way. It's not wrong for them to do that. It's just a very sly method. So online, it's very easy to do that. I can just say I had network issues. I didn't really hear your point. You have to repeat. You lose your flow when you say something like that.
That is true. Actually, I've never had the opportunity of even witnessing an offline debate, even in college. Yeah. So, like, tell us about Abhishek, like how you guys had a
Abhishek and I are schoolmates. So we were in the same
Oh,
school right from
it's a
childhood.
long friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah, your smile is not
What?
okay. Okay, it was a long friendship. Let's say that.
It was a long friendship.
Okay,
And
so
yeah, so from there we happened to come into the same college as well. We had a very similar friend circle as well. He was the yellow house captain.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's nice. Oh, okay. I just received a message from Sushi. Can we have a call now? I think they're done with their
Yeah,
round
yeah.
right now. Okay.
So this room is done, right? Like we are done with this channel.
Oh, no. We still have the qualifiers for the teams which are in this room. So now we
Mhm.
have the qualifier between A and C.
Acha.
As yeah, they had gotten a bye, right? So now
Mhm.
they are having the qualifiers.
Okay. Pull me in the call whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Recording stopped.
Okay, hi Alton. Hello.
Yeah, Shushi, you're audible. But I think
Yeah, sorry, we'll be back in a minute.
Excuse me, any host of the meeting available in currently?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, can you just help my teammate get in this room? She is Nishika Jhan.
Okay, yeah. I'll just assign her to this room.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, I've assigned her.
She's not in the waiting room.
There's no waiting room. I've assigned her to the room. She can join.
Oh, okay, I'm so sorry.
Yes, I joined.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Abhishek, we can go back to the room number 2.
Yes, just a second.
Just a minute. We'll just be calculating some results, some backend results for the current debate at one point. Also, if team F has joined, Gaurav or Laksh, anyone is there? I guess they're not here. Just a minute, guys. Sorry for the delay. Elton, sorry to just. Are you there?
Yep. Yeah, I'm there.
Have you updated your marks in this question?
Not yet. I'm filling it out.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, just wanted to confirm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've submitted the score sheet.
All right, thank you. Guys, is everyone here? So,
Yeah.
okay. Hello, I'm just making some announcements. So, Team F, I cannot find Team F anywhere. I'm guessing he's still traveling, so I give Team E a bye because I don't think they will be able to join. We will be beginning the qualifiers shortly. The results, okay, I'll just announce the results of the current match that took place. So, the opposition team has 25 points.
Recording in
whereas-
progress.
Okay. The opposition team has 25 points, while the opposition team has 17 points. Opposition team, Rachel and Ozma.
Yes, Angelica.
Okay. Thank you. You guys move on to the qualifiers. Congratulations. Really sorry to the other team. Thank you for joining in. Please stay. It's going to be fun to watch the remaining. We will be moving on to the qualifiers immediately. Elton, Jessica,
Yes, I am here.
let's start with the qualifiers.
Yes.
Okay. Just a minute. So, the first qualifier will be between Team A and Team C. Team A, Tanmay and Sarah, are you guys here? Please just respond.
Yeah, I'm here. Tanmay, are you there?
Tanmay? I can see him, so I guess he's here.
Okay. I could not see once again.
Okay, can you just contact him? Also, Team C. Crystal?
Yeah, we're both present.
You're both here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So, Saran, can you just let me know if Tanmay is here?
Yeah, I'll message him once.
Okay.
Okay. Am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, you're audible.
You're audible?
Hi, Rija.
Okay.
Just put your camera.
Just camera.
Yeah, you're visible too.
Okay, nice. So both the teams are here for the qualifiers. we'll be moving on to the first round. Are both the teams ready? I'll just be reading out the topic. So, minute. Okay, so the topic for the qualifier round is the House believes that fairness in sport should be prioritized over trans inclusivity with regard to sporting competitions. I repeat, the topic for the qualifier round is the House believes that fairness in sport should be prioritized over trans inclusivity with regard to sporting competitions. Are both the teams clear with the topic?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Is
Team
Crystal
A.
there? Crystal,
Crystal? She was just here.
she was there, but I can't see on the lead.
Network
Uh,
issues.
Angelica, the scorecard doesn't include this.
Wait, we will be
mhm.
sharing the qualifier round form right now. Just a minute. I'll just share it now while we wait on Crystal. Yeah.
She is joining her net tied, unfortunately.
I'm sorry for the delay, but Crystal has a network issue. She's asked me to wait for a few minutes.
Recording stopped.
So, is this session currently being streamed on YouTube?
Yes, it is.
You were going to send another link for room one. Okay, the same link is working.
No, it's the same link. I think they have. No, I think Sushri must have shared a different link. I currently don't have the YouTube streaming links with me.
Yeah, it's the same one only that was shared.
Yeah.
Angelica, Yes.
My partners, I don't know. I think she left the room or something. Uzma Kapadia, can you just check if she's in the other room?
Oh yeah,
Because
she's here. Just a minute. I'll just add her to the room.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she's been added. Nice to meet.
None of my texts are reaching her. I guess I don't know what happened.
Yeah, she just messaged me. She's having network issues. Let's wait for 2 more minutes, and if she does not join, can we move on to the next qualifier then? We'll wait until she joins. I don't see what else we can do. Joshua, were you able to contact her? Okay. So let's move on to the next round of the qualifiers. We'll wait for her to join. Elton, Jyotika, are you guys all right with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have wanted to ask whether before the closing statements, can we do the Q&A with the audience? I mean, in this case, I will ask them a question if I want to further assess their cognitive.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, within the 8 minutes, right?
After the 8 minutes. So that's why I wanted to ask, is there a time limit issue, time bound issue?
No, we can do that. We have time.
Okay.
So let's move on to the next round. Team E, are you guys ready? Shweta and Nishika. Team E.
Hello. Yes, yes.
Can you switch on your video?
Yes, yes, we can.
Yes, ma'am. Just a moment.
And Team H. Rachel, Uzma, are you guys ready?
Yeah. Uzma.
Yes, just a minute, please.
Okay, no problem. All okay?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Team E, Team H. Final time I'm asking. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Please put your cameras on, please. Let's not keep the judges waiting.
Okay. So I'll
Recording
just
in progress.
I'll just be announcing the topic for Team H and Team E qualifier. So the topic is political and economic instability is due to refugees. I repeat, the topic for the qualifier round between E and H is political and economic instability is due to refugees. Is the topic clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So Team E is speaking in favor. Sorry, Team E is speaking in opposition, whereas Team H is speaking in favor. Yeah, I repeat, Team H is speaking in favor, whereas Team E is speaking in opposition.
Yes.
So, Jyotika, over to you.
Yeah, the proposition may start off with their opening speeches. The time starts now.
Okay. Good afternoon to everyone present here. I am from the proposition team. Our topic is, yes, there is political and economical instability in countries because of refugees. Now, the first thing I want to just clarify for everyone, what exactly is the definition of a refugee? So refugees are people who have actually fled from their own countries because of some instability in their countries, mainly because of war or because of the economic crisis in their own country. Now, coming back to my point, I do feel that because of refugees being because of refugees going to host countries to start a new beginning, there is a lot of instability that is there in the nations who take such type of refugees. So we have a Refugee Act, which 141 nations have signed. So not all nations agree that refugees should be given this kind of priority. But in this act, what you will see is that you are given shelter, basic needs, and for a year for that crisis to end in your own country, and then you are expected to go back to that country when you are rehabilitated or you have finished your stay in this country, because that country in which you came from, which was your home country, was very hostile. So this is my proposition. Because of the increase in the number of citizens that are coming to a particular country, the natural resources are limited in every country, no matter how rich or how poor. So this, even though even though you go as a refugee, you are still consuming that same natural resources which the host country has for its citizens and for yourself. Okay, thank you.
The opposition may start off with their opening speech now.
With this point in mind that refugees have a limited period of habitation in the other country, and that with the necessary planned management and efforts, Team E is of the proposition that refugees do not have any significant impact on the economic and political stability of a country, because the whole concept of a refugee depends on the boundaries that it is within a particular time the other country, and that they have no significant impact on the other country's overall situation.
Was that your opening speech?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so before starting the refutation round, I'd like to say the rules again. So the opposition gets to raise a question and the proposition starts a debate, and this session, answer session will go on for 1 minute. Like if team 1 raises a question and team 2 should answer it within the given 1 minute, and this will go on for 8 minutes. And after the warning bell, no new points should be introduced. And if it is introduced, then negative marking will be done. So keep that in mind. Now we can start with the refutation round.
I want to ask you one question. Do we
Sorry?
just have to ask questions?
Sorry?
Like, we just have to raise questions. We don't have to debate.
I mean, you have to raise a question and then they'll answer it. They'll raise a question, then you'll answer it. That is the point of the debate.
So it's going to be like one asks a question, the other answers the question. Then you get a chance to refute or give a comment on the answer of the question. Okay. And then you move on with your own question. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Clear?
Any doubts?
No, clear.
Time starts now.
Okay, so my dear opponent said that refugees, they introduced that refugees are the people who are forced to flee to the another country, right? So I want to ask you that how refugee affects the host country. Can you please explain it?
Yeah, we can explain it. Like, I would like to elaborate that refugees are not in a small numbers. Like, there are not 50 to 100 numbers of refugees. Yeah, when refugees flew from one country to other, or they migrate somewhere, they are in thousands or in millions of numbers. Like when they migrate over there. So, how can you say that cannot, matlab economic stability, how it does not affect? Because if the refugees are fleeing from one country to another, it is affecting the poverty line of that country. It will increase the poverty line, correct? Because it's not necessary then once they move over there, they will get the job opportunities or they'll settle immediately over there, correct?
Okay, so let me tell you again to correct you with this. Every year, thousands of refugees increases the business by 100 million each year. How? I would like to answer. Refugees actually offer the job because in refugee camp, the country get what should you say, that country gets money from other country for the refugees camp, and refugee actually generates the job by to the medical people also. So how can you say that refugees only decrease the poverty line? Can you tell me how, which country has been through poverty?
Okay, so I want to counter the statement by saying, do you know the different types of refugees that come into a country? Can you classify?
I do know, but I want you to tell me.
Can you classify what is a proper refugee who is actually facing war, and in, like right now we are in a war situation, so there are Ukrainian refugees going to Poland, going to the neighboring nations, and you harbor them, right? Now, what we are talking about is this: even though they are going to the other nations, they are going in numbers like 50,000, 1 million. So such type of, these people have left all of their homes, all of their, wherever they work, they basically work in Ukraine. So basically they are not adding single skill set to the new nation they are coming to. They're coming with just their backpacks, and they are expecting food, which is given to them by the country that they are going into. They give them 3 times food, they give them shelter, and this goes on for 1.5 years. And when you are giving opportunities to these refugees to work, what you're doing is you're not giving the citizens of your own country to work. So your own country citizens are in poverty line. They are unable to grow from the poverty line because refugees are taking those jobs because they are willing to do the same labor at very minimal rates. Whereas when you're a citizen of the country, you have a certain rate that you ask and the country gives you that job. Like the standard rate for hiring an engineer right now is like 3 lakhs, 3.5 lakhs. It starts like that. So when I am a citizen of India, that's how I will go about it. But when I'm a refugee from another nation, I will ask for far less, and I will continue to remain in this country and stay and prolong my period and get all the rights except for the right of vote. So basically, I'm denying my own citizens the right versus I'm giving it to another person who's coming from another country. And the problem about refugees is you cannot classify if they are actual refugees or if they're coming in through illegal immigration. Many illegal immigrants come to nations like the UK, the US, proposing that they are inflicted upon their nation. They are having different climate issues, political issues, religious issues, issues related to color. So all of these, they have different kinds of citizens fleeing to UK. But
no,
don't.
I would like to stop you over here. That no, actually this is wrong. Actually, we can identify it that if they are real refugees or migrants. So we do have it. We do have little survey on that. The government takes a place, and we can find out that if they are refugees or they are illegal migrants. So that is not the point.
That's another thing that I want to counter is
yeah.
we have refugees coming to India from Pakistan, from Tibet, and from Sri Lanka. There is no war happening in Tibet. There is no war happening in Sri Lanka. And India has not even signed the Refugee Act. Still, we are harboring such type of people into our nation. And our nation has no good roads. It has a lot of economic instability. We are actually using our taxpayers' money to give food, shelter, and
Okay, so
harbor
let
all
me be
these
very clear
people.
with you again. Let me. Using the Monte Carlo simulation approach with microdata, it has been surveyed. Okay, so that the fact that we can easily, in the radius of 10 kilometer, we can identify the refugees. And also, India, even if India hasn't signed it, India help it because we get the money from other countries. Okay, UNO helps our country with the food. Okay, so this is not that it affects our country. And also, the more people participate in the job opportunities, it will increase our national GDP. So what's the problem in welcoming refugees?
The refugees will accept the job in a very less amount of money.
And you
May I
cannot have
also add
surplus
something to the
amount of.
statement?
I'm sorry.
May I also add something to the statement?
Yes, yes.
Yes, please.
Yes,
So
Shweta, you
actually,
can.
our team proposes that basically the government receives funds from NGOs, from UNO, from WHO, and with the proper plan management, the government can plan campsites for these refugees. And even the labor that you are talking of, the job employment, this is for a short term. It is not taking away the employment of Indian people, because we have defined the boundaries clearly that refugees are inhabitants for a particular period of time. So you cannot say that they are taking away the jobs that Indian people might have gotten.
Okay, now I want to claim one point here is there were a few Pakistani refugees who said that there was political issues in Pakistan and they transferred themselves to Ahmedabad. They came on the Refugee Act and we harbored them. We gave them food and shelter. They were all a set of doctors. Now, how did we know that they were refugees? Or rather, because when refugees, you don't roam with a tag. You don't even know they exist and how they are. So the first, we had a case that
Next 30
malaria.
seconds.
And I think that is the problem of politics, right? They should actually
One
find
second,
out the
please.
main
Just at
like,
least let us complete our point, please.
So this
Yes,
person,
you should.
this doctor raped a person who was on who had malaria, and on inquiry of where this person was from, where exactly he got his education from, we realized he was a citizen of Pakistan who claimed the Refugee Act, came to India, and with his friends used to work in this hospital in Ahmedabad. So it obviously took out opportunities because Indian doctors were not employed in that Ahmedabad hospital. The second point is, as soon as this doctor was arrested and given certain sanctions, all of the other doctors fled back to Pakistan. So I don't see how they were refugees and they came on the Refugee Act. They basically exploited the fact that India gave them shelter for 1.5 years and they did not go back either. In fact, they made a big crime and now it's still under prosecution in court because this case is not settled.
It's just many people take undue advantage of that refugee tag.
The refutation round has been
again.
Now it's over. Okay. Now we can start with the question answer session. Hilton, if you have any question, you can ask now.
Yes, I do. Okay. So you made a point that the people are using the refugee tag and committing crimes. But why did you specifically pick it up? Because you can create a bad person is going to commit a crime anywhere and anyhow. It has no correlation that because they were refugees they committed a crime. You need to give. I don't see is there any relation. Do you have any statistics that provide?
No, it's not about the crime, Elton. I'm just saying that it's not what I wanted to clear about was the job opportunities, because she said that this is not at all affecting the Indian job opportunities. So what I wanted to say is they came in as refugees. They stayed in for 1.5 years. They kept continuing to stay despite being given warnings to go back. And they took up jobs and they somehow gained trust of the people from that hospital, which made them what you need to understand is there was no proper investigation done, because when you talk as a refugee, you always say that I'm come from this country, I have so and so background, these are my certain issues. India is helping me overcome them, and you take this job opportunity. But at the same time, a person who is legally in India, who has actually contributed to the economy of India by paying the medical fees, by getting a proper license, but is unable to get this particular job, is not given
Okay.
that opportunity by the government, because this is what I'm talking about is a government hospital, not a private or some hospital that you start yourself after your degree.
Okay, but my question still stands that I want to see a correlation between crime and refugees. You haven't still given me that answer. Okay, moving.
See, it's just
I
Okay,
mean,
we
that's
we can't
question,
answer.
answer, comment.
okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Now team E. We've clearly stated that it's for a limited time that refugees are allowed to stay, and beyond that, they are not allowed to, or there are certain provisions. My question to you is, if it's there for limited time, who's enforcing it? How are we going to keep a track of who's going where? How are they traveling? Who's come from where, basically? Because refugees, half the time, they don't have any paperwork. They are literally they are running away, either as considered as fugitives in their own homeland, or their life is under threat, and that's why they've just left whatever they have and they've come to this place. So how are you going to enforce that 1 year is all they get? And how can you assure me that they are not going to take someone else's jobs or cause any havoc in the country that they are going to?
So
Yes,
basically,
I would like to answer.
yeah.
Shweta, are you answering?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. So actually, sir, there is one micro data operation that we take place using Monte Carlo simulation approach with micro data. It is surveyed in that fact that we note down and we get a little fact about refugees, as we are not having there any paperwork. So there are some people who mark it down, but actually till date there is no assurity that refugees will leave the country. But also refugees do not affect the job opportunities, as they also take part in the field of job. They offer us the foreign languages that may our country wouldn't know, and also they increase national GDP by taking part in jobs. They even in USA, many refugees took part in the construction building for job, and they increased their GDP. So I don't think that refugees actually affect the national's GDP that much. So.
And sir, I would also like to add that our team placed emphasis on the fact that this needs to be planned management from the government. So as has been mentioned, it is difficult to survey from the normal methods that we use about the migrants and the refugees. And that is why, as Nishika stated from my team, that we use the Monte Carlo stimulation to focus on the micro aspects of this situation. And also, if you would allow me, I would like to place a question for the other team.
No, that's not allowed. But so now my comment is, you keep throwing this word Monte Carlo simulation, and I, as a peasant, have absolutely no idea what that is. I found it really hard to really understand what you're trying to say whenever you put the word Monte Carlo simulation, because my brain is constantly wondering what that is. With that being said, midway you just accepted my point that there is no way of guaranteeing it. So that's where you completely lost the argument. Uh, okay, now I have one question for the moderator. What can we please repeat the problem statement again? Just want to make sure that I heard it last time, that before I give a comment.
The problem statement, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the problem statement is that political and economic instability is due to refugees.
That's it. That's the whole statement, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so now this is the close. You all are done with the closing. No, you all are still to give your closing statements. Yep. So first, give your closing statements.
Yeah, the opposition can give their closing speech now. Your time starts now.
Okay, so resistance to accepting refugees is often due to misconceptions. Native citizens fear a disruption in their economy and culture. But in actually, refugees stimulate the economy, enrich culture, and supplement the job market. Better understanding the benefits of hosting refugees will hopefully mean that countries globally will be more accepting of this vulnerable group, realizing that benefits are provided on both the sides. Thank you.
Okay, so I would like to conclude. I would just like to say that the host country has to spend on processing applicants, foods, housing, health, and education, and etc. So, in the short term, the extra spending increases the country's aggregate demand for fiscal expansion. That means more goods and services are produced, which results in disposable income for native workers, right? So that's why, and since independence, India has kept a humanitarian stand on refugees, despite its own security concerns, economic challenges, and population pressure. But the need of an hour is we need to get a comprehensive guideline for the stability of political and economical issues due to these refugees. Thank you.
Okay, now Elton can share your feedback.
Okay, so first things first, your introductions and closing statements are too short. You have to you have been given 1.5 minute, correct? You need to use all of that till you at least hear the warning bell. You should never stop. That's your stage. You're supposed to be in charge of that, captivating the audience. Secondly, it's supposed the Monte Carlo situation. It's supposed to be a debate to enlighten the audience, not just prove your point. That is part of the argument. A debate is meant to make someone understand, irrespective of whether he's your opposition or he's in your side. You need to make things clear. That is one of the important aspects of a debate, which you all fail to just throw words and not understand or give an opinion as to what it is. Then we have the question of uh, Nishika, you are really good at speaking as well as fierce while debating. However, you need to tone it down either a bit, or your teammate also has to be on the same page, because there seems to be like a power imbalance where only Nishika, you are the one who is fiercely fighting, whereas your teammate has been a bit silent. And Shweta, your opening speech was too short. In fact, it was there needs to be more content for the debate. So the whole thing of an opening speech is you give an opening speech. Your opposition is supposed to take points from those statements and start a debate. If you don't give them anything to work with, they can just directly claim that the proposition has never said anything that I can even take from, and that's the end of the debate, kind of. Then a really good thing was that Rachel, you gave a good clarification in the start as to what refugees is, which I was not expecting. Because you need to, as I said, you need to enlighten the audience as to what is what. So you had to give a clarification. And Shweta, one good thing was you gave an instant callback in your reference during your introduction. You made a reference to Rachel's speech, which was really good, and it's very rarely do I see someone create a speech on spot. So those are the two positive points from the thing. Another thing is, Uzma, you need to work on your filler words. I mean, even I do, but I'm generally saying that you have a lot of corrects, likes, yeah, that needs to be a little toned down. Rest, otherwise, you all were really good. I mean, both teams.
Thanks, Elton.
Nishika?
Yes?
Crystal is not present in the meet.
Okay, that was an intense round. Thank you, team E and A. Now we have the next qualifier round, that's A and C. So is Crystal back or something? Joshua?
Joshua, are you here? Okay, Joshua is also not
Joshua is not there. So I guess
like
Crystal has been messaging me, and I think she's having some network issues. Like she's not able to join the Zoom itself.
Yeah, she wouldn't be in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, I honestly think we should wait for 2 more minutes. I'll just try to contact the both of them. If they are not coming, then Elton, you're filling out the form, right? For the scorecards.
I haven't received the form.
It's on the WhatsApp group, I think.
Okay. Got it.
Thank you.
So Jyotika, for the next debate, please enforce the 1 minute uh, ping pong.
Okay.
So don't just let them continue as much as they want. Give them that 1 minute 30 seconds, or maybe keep it 30 seconds or 45 seconds for them to just prove a point, and they have to move on. They can't just keep rambling about the same point again and again, wasting time. Also, one more thing I actually wanted, but I guess they've already left. Uh, yes, Rachel is here and Uzma is here. Shika isn't. Was there any reason that you all particularly chose the case study of India?
Actually, we had a lot of options where I could use in London, and I was going to introduce that as a point next, and I was also going to say it once when I was closing my statement, because it was a very good point. I don't know if I should say it now, but
It won't matter. Your scores, this will not affect your scores at all.
so basically it's like I stuck to India is because I think I spoke to Sushri yesterday. I was not clear if we can only speak on India or we can speak with regards to all nations. So she didn't really, she said that mostly stick to India and then, go ahead with the foreign nations, because it's better to know more about your own country in topics like these rather than.
Yeah, you can give a case. You can give a example from your own country, but that's why I asked whether could you repeat the problem statement, because there is nowhere written India. There were so many things that you could have said from other countries' perspective, both teams, which would have actually helped you all rather than you all arguing on the same point of India. Like, for example, America has a really big issue of refugees, and that's like the border of
UK,
Mexico
yeah.
is filled. You have Canada, who's the one who are taking in more refugees than they can afford. So many concepts that you all could have touched upon if you all broadened your scope.
Okay. Yeah, we'll keep that in mind.
So Team C, Crystal and Joshua, are you guys there?
Yeah, Crystal won't be able to come, I guess. Her data isn't gonna come back anytime soon. So I guess we're backing out.
All right.
Yeah.
So Team A, you get a bye again. You make it to the semifinals.
Thank you,
Team
Anjita.
A. Why are you
I would
telling me
like to
thank
thank
you?
my parents.
So confused.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so
Oh,
it's
tomorrow
tomorrow,
are
right?
the semifinals, right?
Semi-finals are going to be held tomorrow.
Okay.
Semi-finals
Time.
and finals.
Tentative time.
It's going to start from 5 p.m. onwards.
Okay. And post that finals.
Yes, finals.
Okay. Thank you, Angelica.
You're welcome.
I would like
Congratulations.
to thank all the teams who
Congrats, Rachel.
cheered and all the teams who joined us. I would like to say that you were really amazing and thanks for joining us. I would like to thank the moderator and I would like to thank the Judge Elton. So that's it for today, I guess. See you guys tomorrow.
No, wait a minute. It's not.
The
No,
results?
wait.
Yeah,
Wait,
result
the
time.
results.
Still.
Results.
Okay. We not declared it. Okay,
Just a
I'm so
minute.
sorry.
Wait.
I'm so
Pause.
sorry.
Give
It's
me
alright,
some
it's
time.
alright.
I have to properly evaluate
Okay,
each
okay.
rubric.
Take your time.
It's all right. Meanwhile, remaining people, do you guys want to share anything?
Meanwhile, I think Sarang and Tanmay should tell us about their topic because we didn't get to hear that debate.
So I would like to start by thanking my
It was such a
friend
good topic.
Sarang for supporting me in this. I would
Yeah,
like to
yeah,
thank my
we like-
parents.
Okay. I'm sure your parents are very proud of you.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't
honestly,
expect.
there were so many exciting topics, but like
Yeah.
the topics for the first teams were like very intense.
I mean,
Yeah.
if they want, they can still give their opening statements. We could hear
Yeah.
that.
You guys can go ahead actually. That will be better.
Yeah,
Sarang,
Sarang
Tanmay.
or
You can.
Tanmay.
You have.
Give the
You
opening
have
statement.
2 topics of opening statements that you all can give.
I know.
But this won't affect my tomorrow's marks, na?
No, absolutely not.
Tanmay asking the real questions.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm a very fair judge.
The only
Just that's why it takes me
condition I
time to piss off.
The only condition I have is after my opening statement, you must give your honest reviews. Like, सीधा क्या लगा, क्या गलत है, सीधा मुंह पे. So,
Okay,
कल के लिए
okay.
अच्छा
Got it,
preparation.
got it.
This is my
Okay.
first debate. Okay, guys. My
Yes.
first
Okay.
debate.
I can't
think
do
you
that
got very
because it's
lucky.
getting streamed somewhere.
It's a
I mean,
very safe location.
constructive
Very
criticism.
safe
Like,
streaming.
See, I am honestly the harshest critic and I'm trying to tone it down, honestly. So choose maybe you might not want to wish for that.
Okay, so
Careful
I'll
what you
start
wish
with the
for.
first topic. I'll start
Yep,
with
be
first
careful
topic.
what you wish for.
Okay, Tanmay, go ahead.
Yeah.
All the best.
Respected judge, we are gathered here to discuss whether an applicant's social media should be considered while looking at a job application. I would like to start by presenting 3 facts for you. First, you hire for attitude. You can always teach the skills later. Secondly, emotional quotient, the EQ, is as important, if not more, as intelligence quotient, IQ. And lastly, social media accounts helps the recruiter to understand you more as a person, as it reflects more character than what a 2-page CV can achieve. Thank you.
Again, too short.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Y'all have a lot of time to place your a good amount of points. 1.5 minute, right? I'm not remembering this wrong, right?
Yeah, 1.5 minutes.
1.5 minute is quite a lot of time to place really good points. See, the thing is that you're not just setting a precedence for the debate, you're setting a precedence even for the closing statement. You're not allowed to introduce new points in your closing statements. If you introduce them in your introductory speech and not debated it throughout, and you know it's a killer point, you just save it. Don't remind the opposition that there is a point like this and just use it in the closing statement. You win over everyone. It's like a what you say, it's an ace. You just hide your ace and you play it whenever you have to. But if you never use it, then there's no point. Also, I guess, I mean, you'll have the topics beforehand, so y'all can really research upon good points.
Yeah.
Also, can I include numbers?
Yes, definitely. You have to. Like that's you have to get numbers into this. I can't just say on something on sentiment without backing it up with facts.
Okay, I just thought that you are just preceding what you will be following for the debate later. And in the real debate, you have to raise your points one by one.
So how like the debate, it's not just about proving each other right or wrong. there are various other things that you must take into consideration. The way you speak, your body language, your coordination with your partner, whether you let your partner speak, whether you speak, how much, how far there is a power balance. All of these things are taken into consideration. It's not just that you've been correct throughout. There have been situations where the team has been absolutely correct, and there is no doubt about the entire debate itself that team A has always been correct. Yet team A has lost because the way they debated, the way they presented themselves, the lack of use of phrases, quotations, or any such forms of artistic representation that caused them to lose the debate eventually. In spite of them being logically correct, their cognitive reasoning was absolutely flawless. Still, they lost. So that's something that if you know that that's not your strong suit, you can work upon the other, kind of.
Thank you.
Okay, next topic. Next topic.
Blues ka bada
I want to
Rachel
live.
is
No,
very
I want to.
excited.
No, it's a very controversial topic.
I know.
That's why I
It's
wanted
like
to.
अभी मैं next वाला रुक
But
थोड़ा
I think
बड़ा था।
Shweta had a question, so she should finish. फिर उसके बाद.
Actually, I just wanted to ask whether we can like kind of cut in between what the other team is saying.
This is a gray area with respect to debates in general. But I would say in a real setting where we were in present, it kind of depends upon the moderator. So I've been to both kind of debates, and like one where it's just chaos where everyone's just who's the loudest wins. Whereas I've also been to the national level debate, you can't do that. You can't pull that off. National level debate, the moderator is like the professor in the room, and he won't allow any kind of nonsense. He's not supposed to allow any kind of nonsense. That's kind of the role of the moderator. So if the moderator is fine with it, you can interrupt. It depends on how fair the moderator is acting towards both parties. If you interrupt, that also means that the opposition team can interrupt you given the opportunity. So that's something I guess you need to confirm with your moderator if that's the rule for this debate. Each moderator has so debates can work on the basis of each moderator. Each moderator is different. They have their own different scales of strictness. So one thing which we've done before, especially in the national, that's the only primary experience I have, where we befriended a few moderators, got to know them first. So we understood what kind of statements they are going to object, what kind of statements they are going to pass. So we got a sense of, first of all, there is that bonding where they slightly obviously became biased towards us a little bit. But also the fact that we understood that if I give a cutting response, they are not going to straight up say that, yeah, this is not allowed, you have to maintain decorum. Or another situation was, if we were just wasting time trying to play out the entirety of my 15 minutes refute, then they would cut me off saying that no, you have only 1.5 minutes, you can't exceed this. So sometimes we found leeways by understanding our moderator.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, but actually we couldn't do that on online debate, na, sir. We couldn't be friend with you. We didn't get that much time to understand you, sir.
So I am just the judge. I'm not even supposed to be interacting so much. I'm just supposed to be giving scores. The moderator is the one chief in charge. You have to impress her for all the possible rule-based things. I am just whatever is going to happen, whatever plays out here, irrespective of whether you broke a rule or she broke a rule, till the moderator points it out, till the opposition points it out, I can't say anything. It's happened. Once you point it out is when I take it into consideration for the scoring. Also, I have a lot of give me some time to first finish. Till then, you all can have some kind of discussion.
Okay, thank you. Jyotika, would you like to add your views?
Yeah, Jyotika is the moderator, no?
She can also talk, na? What's Sarah?
Now I think Tanmay should give second debate ka intro. Wait. Elton's judge ears will perk up, okay? If Tanmay starts giving second iska. Let him
So
judge in peace.
it's less than a minute, I'm guessing. Same thing. जो पहले था.
It's alright.
But everyone did an amazing job, to be honest.
Yes, I know. To all the participants who did join us, like I'm really grateful for y'all for coming. Thank you. How is the other room doing? Like, have you all been part of the other room during the debates? No, not yet, honestly. But I think that
The views are good.
Yeah. So all of them are present. Like they had all the debates, not like us.
I guess just one was in present.
Yeah.
One was present.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we just attended the whole thing.
Aaron is like I wore formals for nothing. Seriously, he is
Lucky you guys.
Like he's worn all the collared shirt and उसने ऊपर का button भी डाल के रखा है. And he's like,
मतलब presentable, you know. तुम लोग ने भी पहना है, so like I just thought like I had to do the same thing.
Team E, guys, Shweta, Nishika, y'all also talk, eh?
Yes.
Better.
We were listening to you actually. No, I actually wanted to say in online debate also that the fun is still there and I still enjoyed it. Although we didn't get that much enthusiasm like we do in offline debate.
That is true. True. I mean, I agree
like,
wholeheartedly.
yeah.
I have not attended a
We
single
get much
offline
time
debate.
in that.
Same, Rachel.
Actually, this
Despite
year,
being in
from
team.
last year actually.
It's your last
Lola,
year?
in which
year? Nishika and Shweta
No, from last year. First year.
Oh,
No,
okay. So you all are in FE, no, right now? See,
Yes.
FEs. We haven't met our juniors and we are senior now.
Yeah,
हम लोग जब भी juniors थे तब we used to meet so many seniors and make connections and I don't know, just gossip about teachers. Now we don't even know
we
our
old
FEs.
now?
Karan and I are like, speak for yourself, Rachel. No, man, we are old. 20
No, I
years
second
old.
year I've not met any
Don't
senior.
I know
not met my
Mariska.
classmate.
I don't know who Tanmay
I'm
is.
so-
Marissa,
like-
I don't know who Tanmay is. Never heard of him, never seen him.
Okay.
Honestly, I've never heard of half of our seniors. The only reason I got to interact with our seniors was through this, like
Who
through
said
the
I don't know
fest.
Tanmay? Who said?
I said
Rachel.
तू नहीं दे रहा है ना intro.
Tanmay gave an introduction.
Everyone is saying this offline.
Look
Will.
at
I'm
that.
like, what is this threat?
Oh wow. Okay.
You're locking
The threat.
horns with people.
I've sent, by the way, the scorecard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just adding them up.
So, but right now, I guess the second year has absolutely never gone to college.
Oh no, they have not. I think they just gone for admission, right?
नहीं,
No, they had practicals.
practicals के लिए आए थे हम.
Practicals.
Like
All the exams were offline.
altogether,
Online,
not more
sorry.
than 2 weeks.
Right? How did you do chemistry?
It's easy. You just click on
Just
that
a
button
reminder,
और वो
just a
text
reminder,
उल्टा
we
होता
are still streaming.
Got it.
But I guess we can, yeah. Wait, I'll just announce the results and then we can turn off the recording and streaming and just chat.
Yep.
So, the results are out and the proposition team, that is team E, they got a total of 36 points and the opposition team got a total of 35 points. Oh, that's close. So, proposition team, guys, are you all here?
They forgot. They don't even know who's proposition, who's opposition.
Wait,
All
wait,
four
wait,
of them,
even
all
I
three of them
don't
have
know.
got blank
Wait,
faces.
look, even I forgot. Let me check. Okay, proposition team. Rachel.
Finally, I have come in the semi-finals. Last year I lost at this round.
Congratulations, Rachel and
Congratulations.
Uzma.
But if it was
Team.
35-36, matlab,
Yeah, it was like
FEs.
No, Rachel, you were amazing. You were amazing, actually. We had a tough fight, actually.
Can tell.
No, both of you all were amazing, honestly. And yeah.
I don't know where's my partner. I don't know why she's not.
It was actually, honestly, if I see the rubrics, it was more like if one team did really good in one aspect, the other team did really good in the other aspect. You all were really good complements. If you all can just, I don't know, coordinate with each other and learn from each other, then you all
See, the
would
thing
be
is,
better.
if I have Uzma here, no, I can just like tap her and be like,
yeah.
bro, not now. Let's.
But I guess
do
still
that."
you had better chemistry with Uzma than I mean,
That's
I
because
don't
we
mean
had
to.
the last year of experience. She was only my partner, and we were like blank. Yeah, so
I mean,
age matters.
y'all are just first years. Like y'all have
No.
no, not you, the other Ashweta and Nishika. So this is like probably your first college level debate kind of situation, right? Or have you participated in school before?
Actually, I have participated. I do participate in debate. Like I have went to state level debate competitions. So yeah.
So is Shweta your partner there, or
It's Shweta's first time.
Actually, Nishika has
Yes.
participated in a lot of debates, but the only debate I participated in back in junior college was the Frank Anthony debate. And then basically, me and my teammate kind of didn't understand the topic properly, and we kind of messed it all up. So this is kind of like my first debate, which I'm doing properly, like in a real setting, in a professional setting.
it kind of did
we did-
show, I guess, that Nishika was experienced in the way she was. That's what I'm saying. You were quite fierce because that's how I see debates normally end up being, quite like a. So yeah, we are still recording. We're done.
Last year, I did like I got my topic as opposition, and I proposed the whole thing. Like I was talking from their side. I gave my intro. The debate started. Yeah, both of us.
Yes,
and we
yes,
were
we
so
actually started.
confused.
Yeah.
We were so confused with the topic, and then we had to just like
Actually,
we got disqualified.
you became the opposition team and we became the proposition team. We were actually being the opposite of each other.
No,
Like
no,
the topic
I'm not
should
talking
go.
about this year. Last year, हम लोग ने.
Okay.
Yeah, just a minute, okay?
Yeah, sorry.
I'll just finish everything up so we can stop streaming and recording, and then we can. Okay, so thank you to everyone who joined in. Thank you so much to Elton, our judge. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, Jyotika, for being a moderator. All the teams who were there. I specify that. Thank you. Thank you again. I cannot stop saying thank you. So let's end this. Congratulations to all the winners, Tanmay and Sarang and Rachel and Uzma. Congratulations for moving on to the semi-final round. It will be held tomorrow. And yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you so much, Angelika.
Thanks,
Yeah, well-
Angelica.
Congrats, Rachel, and like Nishika,
Congrats,
Team E
Sarah.
basically. Team E
The
did good.
partner,
Like,
I can't say it.
Recording stopped.
I feel bad for Joshua. Like he was the only one in that team.
Yeah, it's